Will the metaverse experience its share of warfare just like the real world? The digital universe is changing the way people meet, make money, and interact with each other, which might happen to warfare too. You won't believe how wars can happen in the metaverse and affect reality. Today's video will outline how you can use the digital universe to recruit and train soldiers, conduct armed experiments, and the socio-economic wars of the various metaverse platforms and users. You can experience the metaverse through virtual reality glasses or augmented reality headsets, but you can also get to fight wars and defend territories in the digital universe. Welcome back to MetaFuture. We'll start today's video by looking at the potential of a military metaverse. It's plausible to claim that the military has been using the metaverse for years, albeit imperfect ones. Since the 1980s, when the Army initially built SimNet, short for Simulator Networking, the first demonstration of an extensive simulator network for collective training and mission simulation, the military has been sewing together virtual worlds for the sake of training. Standards such as distributed interactive simulation and high-level architecture have made it easier to integrate diverse training simulations during the last 2 decades, allowing battle soldiers to feel the fog and friction of fighting in a single synthetic world. While this form of training is certainly beneficial, integrating different types of synthetic training has long been a problem. Many of these programs were built as monoliths, with modularity and interoperability added later. Despite existing interoperability issues, a sizable segment of the synthetic training community still fantasizes about a distant future akin to Ender's Game. Military combatants may smoothly train in a natural immersive environment. This resembles existing conceptions of a metaverse in some ways. Thus, it's no surprise that a natural transition from synthetic training to the metaverse in defense has been made. A defense metaverse could be a crucial enabler of warfighter performance because training is vital for battlefield success. However, the Army may use a metaverse like this for a lot more than just training. Professional military education is undergoing a significant transformation. Education opportunities are no longer meant to be episodic events that occur only at brick-and-mortar professional military education institutions. Still, relatively continuous and rich activities that take place throughout a warfighter's career are portable and available whenever needed. The U.S. Department of Defense has a primary ambition of providing high-quality, dispersed and interconnected virtual learning experiences suited to a person's capacity and available anywhere and at any time. A defense metaverse could expand on this digital education ecosystem, but it would be significantly more immersive, allowing it to use some of the mixed reality education improvements that are already happening in the civilian and military realms. Is it possible for 2 real-life nations to go to war in the metaverse? 2 countries go to battle over something concrete and valuable in classical warfare. There's something worth fighting for if they can take something useful away. Play-to-earn games are beneficial in both the metaverse and the real world. This new type of game could eventually supplant physical warfare by allowing nations to fight in a virtual environment. As a result, players may suffer actual losses if they die and lose all of their cryptocurrency and NFT valuables. There are no negative implications to using games to substitute physical conflict. This has the potential to shift the global power balance. This means that a nation's standing would be defined by its citizens' gaming prowess rather than its riches and soldiers. Tomorrow's cyber troops could be today's professional esports players. In worst-case scenario, if no governing control mechanism or rules of control are established over metaverse wars, it could result in an economic war in which the only physical casualties are those starving because they lost all their virtual assets and could no longer afford food or necessities. This may also encourage cyber terrorists to exist, hacking and infiltrating systems to steal resources. The first impediment is most likely a lack of international agreement. However, this can change when we consider enormous and tragic occurrences in history such as World War II. Following the war, great and small nations from worldwide came together to establish world peace and stability. Perhaps we might develop a shared desire for international peace to eradicate violence through virtualized conflict. The modern army currently uses war-themed video games to find new recruits, train existing soldiers, and treat post-war veterans with psychological problems. So instead of physical warfare, why not utilize games for replacing them entirely? It may seem far-fetched to consider fighting in a virtual world as an alternative, but if we can save lives and fight without harming others, this idea could one day become a reality. Thanks to the rapid advancement of science and technology, what appeared inconceivable yesterday will be the standard tomorrow. If correctly constructed to facilitate cross-military connections, the defense metaverse may reap enormous warfighting benefits, but only if it safeguards its virtual users from some of the toxic behaviors that have plagued the military in the physical sphere. Will the metaverse see socio-economic warfare in addition to military conflict? The fight here is over who owns the digital realm, and marketers are swooping in for a piece of the action, which should be concerning. Metaverse interfaces are rapidly evolving thanks to an army of in-house developers. It's changing by the minute, providing huge commercial potential while also causing controversy. When you throw in Web3 buzzwords like cryptocurrencies, non-fungible tokens, digital sovereignty, and decentralization, there's a lot of debate over who will own and profit from this future. Meet your new boss, gamers. With the purchase of Activision for $70 billion, Microsoft hopes to control the gaming market. This gives the giant eminent domain over World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and Candy Crush, in addition to the enormously popular Minecraft. Other brands are less reliant on platforms. In December, Nike purchased digital design company RTFKT for an undisclosed sum, presumably in the tens of millions of dollars, to develop a new range of virtual sneakers and other items. Budweiser claims that its $499 Budverse NFTs have entered the metaverse. Gucci has teamed up with Superplastic, a global collectibles company that develops animated celebrities to model the label's clothing. Walmart has filed patents to sell virtual items identical to those sold in its stores. After all, they already sell live ammunition, so why not digital? Let's not forget about the role of hardware, which has long been the metaverse user experience Achilles' heel. The popular Oculus headset is owned by Meta, while Microsoft owns the HoloLens. Apple has long worked on virtual reality and augmented reality wearables, and there are whispers that Google is working on its own project. Oh, and haptics, the kinesthetic technology that can rock you in the third dimension with the almost human physical feeling of touch and vibration. It's expected to hit $20 billion in market value by 2026. Legal disputes are another critical feature that'll reverberate throughout the metaverse from the start. Epic Games, a leader in the growing metaverse field with its famous Fortnite game, has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Apple and Google in federal court. The corporation challenged both firms' prohibitions on apps having different in-app purchasing mechanisms than those supplied by the App Store and Google Play. Apple and Google regulations prohibit other companies from building the metaverse so that they can control and tax it, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney explained. These two businesses must not have complete control over our digital life. The metaverse will be a viable instrument for the armed forces regardless of department. The armed forces can utilize the platform to prepare for real-world wars and train soldiers, and metaverse developers will compete for the top rank. It can also aid with technology reusability, which can help to reduce acquisition costs. There will be other defense-related and socio-economic clashes in the digital universe, therefore metaverse warfare will not primarily focus on the military idea of war. Do you intend to explore the metaverse for any defense or military options? Which method of metaverse warfare do you think is most probable in the nearest future? Let us know what you think in the comments. Then make sure to subscribe to our channel and watch previous videos on the metaverse for more information. Leave this video a like if you enjoyed it.